A lot of people, especially Iraqi citizens, are very critical of how we went in there and, quote, dissolved everything. We didn't dissolve anything.
We dissolved the army.
We came in there and we dissolved Saddam Hussein's organization, which,
Well, that's the army.
But we empowered.
The Ba'athis were let go.
We empowered you guys so much. And, not for nothing. I really would like to say that when I hear people like yourself come out and say, oh, you were a detriment, we shouldn't have gone in. You know what? We needed to go in there because you guys now have a void there that is being backfilled by the biggest gun. And that's what we were there to prevent. We were there for 12 years. And we couldn't stay there forever because we didn't have the resource and we didn't have the public support, honestly. But we did a lot for that country. And I think the only way we could have been more effective in there is if we had actually taken more military action, World War II style military action against entire areas.
Do it as service. Okay, and also the whole concept of we go and we teach the world how to be a democratic state and how to respect human rights and all of that. I respect that, but you don't invade countries in order to create your version of democracy there. Obviously, that hasn't worked and it has always backfired.
Well, I'll agree with you that I don't think your country is competent enough to handle Western democracy.
They're not competent enough yet, and it doesn't mean that their DNA shows that they are retarded in that area, but rather they are not ready yet. The human resources are
not. That's the dawn of civilization. You guys have been living in mud huts for 3,000 years.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You guys are the cradle of civilization, and you are, far behind the rest of the world.
Why is radical Islam always at the center of trouble? Now, thanks to this unprecedented foreign policy incompetence of our president, we now face a situation, and this is what it's come down to. Mm-hmm. Iran is going to send in their troops, as of now 2,000 of them, into Iraq to add in the fight against the Sunni Islamic terrorist group ISIS.
And that's terrible.
Okay.
It'll backfire.
Okay. The U.S. is reducing their staff at the embassy in Iraq. We're pulling out completely here.
We need to.
And now we have a situation where you're going to have a radicalized Iraq, a radicalized Iran, potentially a radicalized Syria, potentially Jordan begins to fall as the dominoes begin to fall. Turkey not far behind if you look at the border, and they would probably be ripe for all of this. We saw what happened in Egypt. They're up and down like a yo-yo in terms of which direction they're going to ultimately head in. And then you've got one democracy, Israel, that will have no choice with its back against the wall as radicals are sworn to destroy the state of Israel, but to unleash all of its military might against its neighbors when the hostilities begin. And we will have no choice but to go in, and this will become literally a war zone of all war zones. And there will be deaths probably on a scale that we've not seen since World War II.
We were after bin Laden for how many years? And after we killed him. I mean, did things really change? It's about an ideology, Sean. And when you deal with one country and a sect of its people, the Sunnis, and those Sunnis see that.
You want to make this about Sunni and Shia, and I think it's
about Sunni and Shia.
I think
those would not have rebelled.
It's not. It's about radicalism and radical Islam, and the radical Islam and the growth of which has now taken over a part of the world, and it keeps expanding. And the people that are watching their religion be hijacked, frankly, their voices are too silent, or there's too much fear that they'll be labeled apostates and they'll be killed like those 1,700 people this weekend, and they'll be mowed down and murdered by their radical brethren. So the issue is radicalism that has hijacked Islam and is now spreading like a cancer throughout the entire region. And it's a matter of, does the world recognize radical Islam as an enemy of free people, or do we allow them to continue to grow and advance? At what point does the world stand up to radicalists? Well, don't you think radical Islam is evil and that they're killing innocent men, women, and children, and that its ideology is sick and twisted and ugly?
Sean, it's not about...
I asked you a question. Do you think... I'm not going to finish. I'm not going to let you get away. Do you think radical Islam and radical Islamists are a danger to people that believe in freedom?
Not just to those people, but to other moderate Muslims as well.